Welcome back to another episode. There is the Primetime Sport News and I'm your host Okpila. Kindly subscribe to our YouTube channel and like our videos and stay tuned for more sporting action and sporting updates. If it's your first time, kindly subscribe to our YouTube channel and become part of the global sporting community here on the Primetime Sport News. Chelsea have agreed to deal to a deal to appoint former Tottenham Hotspurs boss Mauricio Pochettino as their next head coach for next season. The 51-year-old Argentina, who is set to return to the Premier League after being sacked by Chelsea's London rivals Spurs in November 2019, will take over from caretaker manager Frank Lampard at the end of this season. Pochettino will permanently succeed Graham Potter, who was dismissed at the start of April after less than 7 months in charge. Despite spending £600 million in the last two transfer windows, Chelsea are in the bottom half of the Premier League and will end this season without a trophy, while they are also not going to play in Europa competition next season. Pochettino has been out of work since being sacked by Paris Saint-Germain last summer after 18 months in charge of the French side, having guided them to Ligue 1 title in 2022 and the French Cup the year before. Manchester United moved 4 points above 5th place Liverpool in the Premier League with just 3 games remaining following a comfortable 2-0 home win against Wolves. United's performance will not live long in many memories, but the host delivered in a must-win game, creating enough chances to ensure Wolves were second best throughout the contest and preventing their visitors from recording a single shot on target. The opening goal came from Anton Martial in the 32nd minute when the forward swept into an empty net from Antony's pass before the substitute Alejandro Garnacho returned from an injury to seal the win in stoppage time. Kanike umasakhona laphana ke England, where we saw Aston Villa beating Tottenham Hotspurs on 2-1. Jacob Ramsey and Douglas Luiz goals boost Villa's hopes of European football. Aston Villa beat fellow European chasing rivals Spurs on 2-1 at Villa Park. Jacob Ramsey and Douglas Luiz goals lift Aston Villa up to positions. Tottenham Hotspurs had enjoyed the miserable first half at Villa Park as they failed to have shots, had only one touch in the opposition box and registered an expected goals of 0. Kanike masibheka laphana ke eFrance kuyona ke Ligue 1, where we saw Lionel Messi being booed by some of the Paris Saint-Germain fans in the first match since being suspended for his unauthorized trip to Saudi Arabia as the League 1 leaders beat Ajaccio on 5-0. Both sides ended the game with 10 men after Thomas Megan aimed a punch at Hakim, who retaliated. Fabian Ruiz and Hakim strike in the first half for PSG. Mbappe scored twice at the start of the second half before Mohamed Yusuf's own goal as Ajaccio were relegated. Ajaccio's best chance came in 67 minutes when Michael right-footed shot from outside the box just sailed over the bar. Messi played the full 90 minutes, returning to action for PSG for the first time since he was suspended by the club for 2 weeks after traveling to Saudi Arabia without their permission. Kanike umasiya ke laphana ke eSpain kuyona ke iLa Liga laphana ke we saw Marco Asensio keep Real Madrid's faint hope of retaining their La Liga title alive with the winner against Getafe. Carlo Ancelotti made 8 changes as Madrid warmed up for the Wednesday Champions League semi-final second leg at Manchester City. It resulted in a disjointed performance against the Getafe side in the relegation zone before Asensio's deflected strike with 20 minutes remaining. Madrid trail leaders Barcelona by 11 points with 4 games to go. Barca will seal the title if they win their derby at Espanyol on Sunday. The match change Madrid since included a restart of Eden Hazard just in second in the league this season, while Toni Kroos, Vinicius Jr. and Luka Modric were all introduced from the bench. It took Madrid until 70 minutes to break through. Asensio's shot from the edge of the area hitting the defender and flying past Getafe keeper David Sarrio. The focus now turns to next week ties at Etihad after the first leg at Bernabeu ended on 1-1. Kanike masibuya ke siza khona ke lapha ekhaya on the DStv Premiership. Kaize Chiefs coach Atazwane strike by bottle after a loss. Hey ndaba makhosi. Hey. Utata enachorena kumbi. Embattled Kaize Chiefs Atazwane. Embattled Kaize Chiefs coach Atazwane was hit by a bottle and suffered a facial cut after a 1-0 South African Premiership loss at Supersports United on Saturday. The penalty round defeat meant Kaize Chiefs cannot qualify for either of the two competition next season and condemned them to finishing not higher than the 4th in the league. When various objects were hurled at Zwane and his players in the northwest mining town of Rustenburg, the coach was struck underneath the eye and needed the treatment. The police escorted the player to a safe as a disastrous season for the famed Johannesburg club continued. The coach Atazwane criticized his players, accusing them of going through the motions in the match they had to win to have a chance of CAF qualification. He says, "We made Supersport look good. We gave away 3 points. Our dream of finishing the season on high have been shattered," said the former Kaize Chiefs winger. Chiefs supporters who took to social media were divided about the coach. Some wanted him fired, while others believe he deserves a second season in charge. On the CAF Champions League, Sundowns frustrate waited Casablanca in a dramatic CAF Champions League clash. A numerical disadvantaged Mamelodi Sundowns side managed to hold Wydad Casablanca in Saturday's night CAF Champions League encounter. The two teams played to a goalless draw in a semi-final first leg clash played at Stade Mohamed V in Morocco. Sundowns took the lead in the 10 minutes when Peter Shalulile netted with a low shot, but the goal was disallowed for offside after VAR check. Masantawana were then reduced to 10 players in the 43 minutes when Neo Mayema was sent off for unintentional landing. The Red Castle then piled the pressure on the PSL champions and coach Roland Mokoena watched on in disbelief as his side were reduced to 9 players in the stoppage time, with Marcelo Allende being sent off for making a dangerous challenge. However, Mokwena's charge were able to contain the reigning African champions, who were frustrated by goalkeeper Rowan Williams and his defense on the night. Sundowns kept an important clean sheet on the road and they will now bank on their home ground advantage in the second leg encounter in Tshwane on the 20th of May. Masantawana are now defeated in the last 11 home matches in the Africa's Premier Club tournament, winning 9 games and drawing 2. The winner between the two teams will face either Egypt's Al Ahly or Tunisia champions Esperance de Tunis in the next month's 2-legged final. Mayema and Allende will both miss the semi-final second leg clash and the final first leg encounter if Masantawana reach the final.